Good evening, everyone.
How
Um, so yes, I am now live. Well, I hope I am.
Well, you'll get an
I
YouTube in a bit then.
didn't get an ad. Wonder why
Oh,
that is.
well, you got one, I have.
So yes, I have gone live a little bit early. I wonder if it's because I've gone live before it's actually scheduled to start. I don't know, because it's still saying one waiting. So 33-second ad, at least it's not a 5 minute. Well, yeah, I suppose. Sorry, I'm just adjusting this thing. So it says one watching now, so I'm assuming that's you.
Oh, it's me. It's also two here.
Eh?
There's two waiting here.
Oh, that's probably because.
Oh, started streaming. What would you know?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean it's showing nobody here, so I don't know. I don't know. So
You know what? YouTube's live.
Mr. P's just made me a coffee. So and it says on StreamYard there's nobody watching. So
That's what I do.
So yeah, we just got the one, and I assume that that's Mr. P. So come in and say hello. Oh, we're going to say that's what I've just been doing. I've just been sharing it out. So we've got two. Say hello. I don't know. There's two watching.
About 6 hours too early.
So yes, it's a normal Friday night stream. What the subject matter will be, I don't know. I'm gonna have to wait and see who comes in. I don't know of any special guests that we're having tonight, so we'll just have to wait and see. See if anybody comes in. If they don't, they don't. You know. So yes, I mean, the subject matter could be anything, nothing, funny, sad. We sort of don't agree to a subject matter before I go live, so we just go with the flow, as they say. So hello to the three watching. Come in and say hello. So it is. Oh yes, yes, yes. I was waiting for a few people to come in before saying that. So yeah. So Mr. P is actually going to go live tomorrow night. I've done it in the community tab that is going to go live. He hasn't been live in ages. Yeah, he went live last night, but it was sort of only for about 40 odd minutes. He didn't advertise the fact, he didn't share it out or anything. He sort of just went live on an impulse. So it were a last minute, should I, shouldn't, one of them kind of things. And then he says, "Bugger it, I'm going to go live." So we did. So yeah, there weren't a lot in. I think it got it up to about 8, weren't it, at one point? So it weren't too bad to say it was like a last minute, thing. Bugger it, I'm going live again after when you finished. It might be about 11:30 by the time I finish. You never know. So, and if nobody comes in, then it'll probably be about half an hour. So yeah, I mean, I do know there's one or two channels that are live, but and sometimes it does take a little while to sort of get going, so to speak. And I've only been sort of going probably 2 or 3 minutes, so I mean, it's early days yet. I mean, we might have a sudden influx of people coming in, and you know, it might go boom and have about 20,000 in. Yeah, right. Who am I kidding?
Oh, get on the old day.
So yeah, Mr. P is getting a little bit annoyed with Lucy because she's been. We've gone up to 4. She's been a bit. Hey, hiya, Joe. How are you? She's been a bit clingy today. Yeah, it's actually got to a point where she's actually on his shoulder. That's how high she got up, and she was like right on his chest with her head resting on his shoulder. So she's been right clingy today. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. But yeah, she's been a right clingy so and so today. But we've had a lot of rain here, so I don't, and she's not not been out much a deal. So I don't know whether it's the weather that's doing it or what. But yeah, so I heard that YouTube is kicking people from live streams when they cuss in the chats. I have no idea. No idea. No idea at all. I do know that, like, when I've gone live or you upload a video, it asks if it's aimed at kids because they're cutting down, they're stamping down on. I think it's if you aim your content at a children's audience. But I know for some while now that channels that have got kiddies involved in it, they disable the comment section. So I don't know sort of whether it's a follow on from that or not. I don't know. So, but you see, I mean, it's like same as I said to Chris. I mean, my baking, I don't aim it at kids. I aim it at the general public. I mean, you're not going to have kids sitting down watching my YouTubes on how to bake because they're going to have to ask their parents first anyway. So mine ain't aimed at children. But I did, same as Chris just said, when it comes up and it says, is your content aimed at children, you just click no anyway. So, so same as I said, I mean, like, more often than not, my live streams, well, you see, I'm monetized anyway, so mine's still monetized. So I don't know where that's come from. But how can I put it? Look at it this way: a lot of the content on YouTube nowadays isn't aimed at children anyway. So you're not telling me that there's thousands or millions of people on YouTube that aren't aiming the content to children that they're going to demonetize. Hey. We've got. Hiya, Ian. Well, that's a welcoming statement for a start. Hiya, Real Joey B. How are you? So yeah, Real Deal's just asked me, basically that you two were kicking people from live streams when they cuss. So I don't know about that. And then it says that, and if because you see me, because us both had the same thing, I clicked on it's my content for children, and it says you can't be monetized. So that I don't think that's true either. So same as I say, I've still got that green like dollar sign when I monetize either my vlogs or my live streams. So, and I clicked on it's not for children. So I think it's which, because you have like a category, don't you? Entertainment or people and vlogs or blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So you know, the same as I said, it's like you can't. I've put mine is not for aimed at children, but we've got a lad that comes in and his name's Magnetic G, but he's only 13, but he does come in occasionally, albeit he comes in and says hello. He don't stop very long. You know, however they try to police it, you know, you're not going to stop kids from coming into live streams. Yeah, we've been all right. Still not got over my cold 100%, but it's not for the kids, but we have the biggest kids in the chat DJing and Pixie's channel. So, you know, it's a bit of a thin blue line, really. You know, for one, how they're gonna sort of they can't go around checking up on every single channel. You know, are people swearing? Are people, you know, I don't know. I don't know how you. I don't know how you'd how they'd go about it really. But you know, having said that, I mean, here's another question for you. Let's say, for instance, well, not in like not in our instance, because Callum Interchild is 17. He did okay. I mean, when he shut it down, he only went for 40 odd minutes. And when he shut it down, it only got 18 views, and it's up to about 50 odd now. So we didn't do too bad. Hey?
62.
Oh, 62. Well, I didn't know exact amount. So same as I was saying. Hey? Same as I was saying. I know it's sort of, but I'm just giving you this as an instant. Let's say, like, when I'm live streaming, Callum comes downstairs, you know, he says hello, blah, blah, blah. Albeit Callum's not a child, he's a 17-year-old lad. But how do you go about when people are live streaming and they get the kids sort of knocking about in background? How does that work out? You know what I mean? That's sort of my question. If anybody knows the answer, you know, it's like a thin blue line. How can you, you know, how can you sort of, because you never know. I mean, it's like me. Yeah, Callum comes down about 10 o'clock. But same as I say, there again, I was just using that as an instant. Callum is a small child. He's a 17-year-old lad. So, but some people that are on YouTube have got smaller children. So, you know, if anybody can answer me that, where's, you know, do they punish the person for allowing the children to appear in it, or you know what I mean? It's like you could think of 1,000 questions. You know what I mean? So, why? What you? All you keep saying is Rolf. He's still not doing it. But anyway, same as I say, if anybody knows how that works, and you know, is that against the rules and regulations now? I don't know.
Hey, I done it.
Did you manage it?
After 4 times.
I was going to say after about 4 or 5 times of trying. But yeah, you know, it's you know, we ain't got any young kids, so I mean, it you know, it don't really apply to us. But you know, I do know channels that have got young children. What happens if they accidentally, you know, come into the room or whatever during live streams or whatever? Do they, you know? I don't know. I don't really know.
I could do that one.
So same as I say, yeah, he's showing off now, Ian, because he can do that one.
All you've got to do is hover over the mouse, over your mouse over the icon, and it shows you what to put.
Oh. So, but yeah, so you see, they reckon there's going to be this big shake up and several, you know, if you do this or if you do that, you're going to have your channel took off you, and you know, it's there's a lot of, you know, speculation. Can he do that one? So yeah, you know, there's a lot of, you know, and same as you know, Joe's just put, you know, the real deal. He's heard it in Douglas's one, and you know, it's like until you hear it from horse's mouth, then you don't know what's true and what's not true. So it hasn't worked because he's saying, "Oh shit." So, but you know, it's like I've done what they've asked. I've said it's not aimed at children. Basically, that's the question that they're asking everybody: is your content blah 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 aimed at children? And I've put no, because it isn't. So you know, but there's that many millions and millions of people on YouTube. It's defining it, isn't it? If you know what I mean. So, but I know there were there's somebody else live, and Johnny were there, so I know you were in there. So. Paul says these new rules are stressing me out. Well, you see, I'm not too stressed because when all's said and done, neither my baking vlogs or my live streams are aimed at children. You know what I mean? I'm hoping to have 1 million subscribers by next week. I've been saying that for since beginning of year, Ian, but it never materialises. I'm going to say mine's gone down drastically. But you know, it's you know, it's same as Chris says. I mean, none of his are really aimed at children either. So when he got the same question as me, you know, is your content aimed at children? We both put no, which we're being truthful, there it isn't. You know, mine ain't aimed at children. Neither my live streams nor my baking vlogs. So, you know, that's the all important one. I answered the question and I answered truthfully. Oh, got a few new ideas coming within the new year, so might gain more. But you see, Paul, same as I said, like previous to, I don't know whether you were watching when I said, you know, there is certain circumstances where you can't foresee that a child's going to come into, you know, and I sort of did Callum as you know, as a, hiya Johnny, how are you?
Johnny Five is alive.
And same as I said, even though I took it like, you know, you know what, Callum, for instance, is not a child, he's 17 years old. But there's sometimes that he comes down and he'll say, hello, everybody, you know what I mean? But you can't foresee that a child's going to sort of crash your live stream, can you? You know what I mean? And for quite a while now, they've been doing this thing where, you know, the channels that involve children, good, right, a boob, but fine. Oh, ripped a boob. I think it's supposed to say ripped. But yeah, you know, for quite a while now, this like the channels that involve children, um, um, they've disabled the comment section. So you know that has been going on quite a while. So yeah, what you said. Hey, we've got Amjad. If you look in the description, Amjad, you've made the list. So
my first idea is 20K.
The money that I'll tell you. I only wish we had 20K, I'll tell you. We haven't at this precise moment. I don't think we've got 20p, let alone 20K. Well, this is it. I mean, a lot of it, Paul, I think is like scaremongering. You know, and you've got people that are getting like same as yourself, like stressed out about it. You know, is it going to affect me? Is it not going to affect me? Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? And it's getting people stressed out. You know, and it's yeah, it's same as I say. You're a regular here now, Amjad. You know, and I thought, you know, it's my way of giving back to people that are here to support me. He's actually, but you might be in bed, but he's actually on about going live again tonight after I've closed mine down. But last night he sort of rumming and ahhing from about 10 o'clock. Should I? Shouldn't I? You know, yeah, no, yeah, you know what I mean. And it was like a last minute. It was like a last minute thing. You know, we hadn't advertised the fact, you know, but it didn't do too badly. It got 7 in. I think it got up to about
Eight.
7, 7 or 8. You know, so we didn't do too badly to say it were on a yeah, on a whim sort of thing. So so we did say earlier on in the chat that I might actually go live again after Jeanette's closed down. But you know, it's one of these things where you never know how long I'm going to go on. I mean, it was like 11:30 other night when I, you know, when I closed it down. So, but yes, it's definitely going live tomorrow night because I've done it. It's all right if you're wondering. It's this damn rain. It's affecting my joints and my wrists and my fingers has been killing me. So yeah, so I've done like a thing on my community tab announcing the fact that it'll be going live. I put in the group that it will going live tomorrow night. So it's yeah, tomorrow night it'll be 8 o'clock. Now it was on about going live again after I've done my live stream tonight. But same as I said, you know, you don't want to be going on too late and then and haven't you noticed you're in blue now, Amjad? He's in blue as well.
Now, what are you doing?
So yes, not only have you made the list, you're now a moderator. And somebody was saying, I mean, this is silly. This is silly. I was watching, and I'll name drop. I was watching God the Good Ones earlier on, and as you know, like more often than not, all the people that are in his chat are moderators. So somebody came in and said, "Did you know that they're closing live stream down when there's too many moderators?" And I went, you know, it's a load of bull crap, really. You have them moderators to keep an eye on the chart whilst you're live streaming, and they are your safety net to deal with things. Let's say if you have a troll or, you know, blah blah blah. So, but it's up to the person. It's their channel. It's up to them how many moderators they've got. If they want, I mean, like Poosa Studios, every single person that comes into their live streams have got a wrench, because they don't want people kicking or booting people unnecessarily. So yeah, I mean, I don't just give blue wrenches out willy-nilly. I do like to get to know a person. I do like them to be regular on my channel, and only then do I trust them to be a moderator and have me back in case there's any trouble. And that's basically why, you know, I only give people I trust a blue wrench. So yeah. So know that if you've got a blue wrench, I fully trust you to take care of, you know, any problems that you know, arise, that you've got me back and that you're there for me. That's, you know, me giving blue wrenches out and the reasons behind. Yes, I have had people coming in and saying, "Oh, make me a blue wrench," and I, you know, blah blah. And I says, "Well, look, I don't know you from whoever. You've never been here before. I don't give wrenches out only to people that I know and that I can trust." So, you know, but you do get a smart aleck, you know, every now and again saying, "Oh, give me a blue wrench, give me a blue wrench." You know, it makes you look desperate if you beg for it. You know what I mean? And same as I've just said, I only give blue wrenches out to people I know I can trust. So there's your explanation. If you've got a blue wrench, I trust you, and I trust you to take care of business should the, you know, should it arise. So but yes, so you know, if you've got a blue wrench and you're a moderator, I trust you. So it's got to be different, Auntie. What's thinking? There's always got to be one, aren't there? You know what I mean? There's always got to be one. Oh dear. But yeah. So that's my little bit of a speech over, and you know, I mean, there is certain people I trust with my life, and that's sort of. But I want pink. Well, you can't have pink. You can have a pink T-shirt, but you can't have a pink wrench. Pardon me. But yeah, you know, there's certain people that I could trust with my life. You know what I mean? I'm not going to name drop or anything, but yeah, there is certain people I could trust with my life. So oh, if I could make you pink, Ian, I would, but I can't. I'll have to write a strongly worded email to YouTube and saying, "Well, one of my moderators wants a pink wrench. Are you fixed for getting him a pink wrench?" It's been make your mind up, man. Oh dear, he's changed his mind now. He wants a yellow one. Oh yeah, baby.
Oh.
Will you get them biscuits that I made? I want a rainbow colour one. Yeah, you would be awkward and all. So yeah, so changing the subject slightly. Prue Bra. Yesterday I was experimenting and I made some ginger nut biscuits. Well, before you could shake a wet stick at them, before you made I took a jump. Before you could shake a wet stick, they'd all gone. So I've had to make some more today. Yeah, look, ginger nuts, ginger nut biscuits. How about them for So if you like ginger, oh, Chris likes nuts.
Wait.
No, you're not. It's Nick too again. There's no wonder they're going fast. Ian's Joneses.
Oh, no, lad.
Nuts. I'm just putting a load of nuts in. So yes, they're going down a storm, and this rate, I'm going to have to make some every day. And I ain't vlogged it once. So, Ian's Jones, you've missed my ginger nuts. So yeah. Hey, we've got Richard as well. So yes, you've just missed me ginger nuts. I've made, this is the second lot I've made today.
I do, Richard.
So yes, they're a very firm favourite. I'm going to have to start making double quantity, aren't I?
Yep.
Because Ian Jones says he's missed it. You're going to have to come over here and show Ian your ginger nuts.
I've got one left now.
So yeah, today I made some yesterday and they went just like that. So I've had to make another lot today. So at this rate, I'm going to have to double up on ingredients and make a bigger batch because they're going like hotcakes, quite literally. So same as I say, it's I made them yesterday because sometimes you have little mishaps and they don't turn out right, but for 2 days on trot they've turned out perfect. So they contain obviously grated ginger and cinnamon, and so yes, they've gone down a storm. I have a few things in mind for the college Christmas party in the salon on the 19th. Shall I bake Smartie cookies, chocolate orange cupcakes? We see, I've downloaded and I think you might like them. It's like a chocolate cupcake, but it's got like a mint icing on top. So just yeah. What were them that I were looking at?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Has anybody heard of brookies?
No.
Yeah. Do you want my explanation of what a brookie is? Say yes or no. Yeah. I'm just trying to have a look at mint chocolate cupcakes. That's the one. And before I show you, I'm going to turn turn the thing down. Now I've found it. I'm just going to turn the brightness on the display down, because if I don't, it not showing you. So and these are mint chocolate cupcakes. Mint chocolate cupcakes. Now I could imagine them going down a storm. So yeah, I don't know. Can you see it all right, sweetheart? They're like a chocolate cupcake, but it's got like a mint flavoured icing. Now, I'm going to show you what a brookie is. So, if nobody's heard of a brookie, it's like a cross between a cookie and a brownie. That's why they're called brookies. So that's what a brookie is. If you can see it, it's a brookie. Yeah, it's got like a cookie base, and then it's like got a brownie top, and then you just drizzle chocolate on top. So that is what they call a brookie, and it's called a brookie because it's a cross between a cookie and a brownie. So yeah, so that's, I'm gonna have a crack at them in the next few weeks. Oh, and this one, you'll like this one. It's a no bake chocolate tart. Nah, I think Mr. P will like this one. I'm just trying to find a picture of it.
Do they have the recipe for the brookies?
Yes, I'll send it you afterwards. Now that one is a no bake chocolate tart. So yeah, but the brookies are, same as I say, it's that's the the caramel, and it's the base is made from the white Oreos, and then obviously you've got your chocolate thing. So yeah, yeah, the base is made out of some, as I say, the not the chocolate Oreos, obviously. So another one that I've seen, it's a chocolate pancake, and it's like made in a loaf tin. So I don't know, I've never made them before, Amjad. So I would imagine it's like a crunchy biscuit base, but squidgy middle, because it's like a combination of the two. It's like a cookie base, but then you put the brownie mixture on top. So, but if you like something moist, these pancakes, I've made a 7-up pancake, but this one's a chocolate one. So if you like chocolate, then you know, and I'll just try and find a bigger picture. That's the actual picture of it. So that is the chocolate pound cake, and it's just made in like it's just like made in a loaf tin. So, and then you sort of, it's a bit like a lemon drizzle, but it's got chocolate on top. So that's another one that I've downloaded. So So yeah, so oh, and there's another one that I think you might like, Amjad, and the Mars bar cupcakes. So I'll just show you the picture of them. They are the Mars bar cupcakes. You know, like I did the Toblerone cupcakes. They're sort of similar, but you make them with Mars bars. They Mars bars cupcakes. So yeah, they're similar to the Toblerone cupcakes, but they obviously, you know, they Mars bars. So yeah, they just a few that I've downloaded. Um, what I'll do, Amjad, on the page, it will allow me to share it. So what I'll do is I'll do it now. I'll send it you via Messenger. They wouldn't make the cooker with me. So I'm just doing that now, Amjad. So I have sent you the recipe. Let me know if you've received it or not. So I'm just going to check that it's gone through. Yes, it's gone through. So you'll have to let me know if you've received it or not. I have. Yeah. So that is the recipe. I haven't actually made them yet, but some as I say, I've made cookies and I've made brownies and whatever. But that is that's why it's called a brookie, is because it's the two combined. So yes. So and I think I'm for Sunday dinner. I think I'm going to make an apple pie. So we're having apple pie for dinner after Sunday lunch. So something nice and simple. Um, so yeah, same as I say, if there's anything, we'll look at the recipe tomorrow in my spare time. Well, yeah, same as I say, if if you think of anything, you want me to research it, if I've got a recipe, I'll I'll send it to you. Because somebody actually messaged me earlier on and wanted the recipe for the ginger nuts. So, I don't mind sharing the recipes that I use with anybody. Oh, pardon me. So, you know, same as I say, if anybody messages me and said, "Have you got a recipe for such and such?" If I haven't, I'll look for one, if you know what I mean. And I just sort of determine which is the best. Because, same as I say, I made some like ginger cake, ginger cookies other week, but they sort of, when you put them on baking tin, they just went and they were like as flat as a pancake. So, I mean, it was like somebody asked me to make red velvet. Somebody asked me to make a red velvet cake. Now, my first attempt, you were supposed to cut it into three, and it weren't even, it didn't rise enough to cut it into two, let alone three. So, back to the drawing board I went. And so I went and I had a look and I researched it and got another recipe and success the second time. So if at first you don't succeed, just try again. So it's a case of that. But I'll look at you see this is the thing as well on some of the sites, the American sites, and it's like a cup and a half of this or a cup and a half of that. Now I have got the measuring cups, so it don't really matter to me. But on some of the websites, it converts it into grams or whatever. So it's you know it's sort of hit and miss. If you want a good recipe, you've got to research it, which I do. You know what I mean? I do research my recipes. I like to do something that's simple enough that, I mean, because I've got one, and I've more or less um I've got all the ingredients for it. Now I keep saying I'm going to try it, and that's that one. And it's what's it called? Chocolate peppermint laid brownies. I know you don't like mint, Chad, but I saw it, and I've been meaning to make it for ages. So, but I know Amjad don't, don't like peppermint, but that is sort of, it's like a brownie recipe. Then I think cream cheese, which you know, colour green and add peppermint and everything, and then a layer of chocolate on top. But I'm wanting to do that. You know what I mean? So it's just going round to it, really, basically. So why did you have to refresh it?
It was lagging.
Oh, but yeah, it's the same as I say. I've made the, but these ginger nut biscuits are simple enough to make. Oh, you were chatting to your dad about Bluetooth and cars. So yeah, it's these ginger nuts. It's like you put your flour and your ginger and your cinnamon in one bowl, and then what you doing?
I wanted that blue brush.
That comb, it's down there somewhere.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So yeah, it's like you put, your flour, your ground ginger, and your cinnamon in with your flour. Just mix that up, and then you put like butter, golden syrup, and brown sugar in a pan. Warm it up, melt it, and then add it to the flour mix, and that's it. It says brownies. I never even made it into the cup. So you've missed the. I've made some ginger nuts 2 days on trot. So what kind of flour? That. Yeah, and Gordon. So yeah, so the powdered variety of flour. So yeah, so I made some, as I say, I made some yesterday, and boom, they were gone. So Chris says, I'm making some more of them ginger nuts today. And I went, well, yeah, I mean, they're easy enough to make. I can, so I've made another batch today, but they go in like hotcakes as well. Pardon. So yeah, so if you want a simple, if you want a simple biscuit recipe, that's the one. It's simple. Even Mr. P could do it, and that's saying something. You know what I mean? You know, I could probably be making them every day now till Christmas.
You know what we're having for Christmas dinner? Ginger nuts.
He says ginger nuts and biscuits, not hot cakes. Turn of phrase, Mr. Wakey. Smart.
Off.
Yeah. So yes, you missed Mr. P devouring 2 as we were live.
I did.
But yes, they've gone down. They've gone down like a house on fire. So
Chris Evans coming round Pixie. Yeah. It's great, huh?
Hey, I tell you something. What day we on today? Friday. Yeah, Callum made. Yes. I mean, if you look at the recipe, Amjad, I'll have a look for you. Oh dear. You see, you make the cookie, and you see, this one, it's actually got pictures. Oh, bummer.
Horse wrong. I get some ice on it, love.
It's all right. I clicked on something, and it were like, you know how you get these ads on them. So yeah. You put you what you do, Amjad, is you make the cookie base. What's that?
Talking of Ginger's Harry Potter is so unrealistic. I mean, a ginger kid with two friends, who are they trying to kid?
So yes, you make the cookie mixture first, line your tin with it, and then you make the brownie mix, and then you put the brownie mix on top of the cookie. Yeah. If that makes sense. So yeah, you make the cookie base first, put that in your tin, and then you make the brownie mix, and then you put that on top of the cookie base. And then sort of to top it off, once it's cooled down, you melt some chocolate and just drizzle it on the top. So yeah, it's like it cooks all in one, but you make the biscuit base first, and then put the brownie mix on top. So, and I'll have you know, Gordon, that when I was younger, I was a ginger nut.
Oh, Gordon's in trouble. Gordon's in doghouse.
I've got the dreaded lurgy. It just saves you right. So that's why Brown Owl got the sack mixing all those brownies. A bit like, well, I don't. It's not like a Rocky Road because you put like marshmallows and everything in Rocky Road, isn't it? Yes, I had a lot of friends. Thank you very much. So did you have more than two friends? I was quite popular at school. What do you mean you were? You still are. I'm not ginger anymore. As I've grown older, it's gone to brown. But in certain places, I'm still ginger.
I'm not saying nothing. That wasn't me.
Oh dear. But yeah. Yes, I'm referring to my underarms and my chest there. I've got a full wig on my chest. Oh dear. Well, I'm only caught up referring to my chest there.
You're not going to make me up tomorrow. I'll on your screen, watch me.
But yeah, you know, I mean,
it's all clean on my channel. There's no smut on my channel, you know.
No. Much. No, I'm looking for because I have got a Rocky Road thing somewhere recipe. Finding it though. Rocky Road cake. I've got a Rocky Road cake. So yeah. I mean that's a Rocky Road cake. We have to be careful with the innuendo. You'll be getting a strike. So yeah, that's a Rocky Road cake, but that's not like the proper. It's like a cake with just melted marshmallow on top. So that's a Rocky Road. Most roads in Yorkshire are rocky. Yeah. So yeah, that's a Rocky Road cake. I have got one somewhere. It's just finding it.
Just somewhere.
Yeah, it's finding it. You see.
Captain Sergeant Greg Anthony.
I So I'm just finding some. I have got one. I'll have to send you a recipe, Amjad. Yeah, he says I'll put the Brookers in the tally chart and see which gets the good votes. But you see, when you make brookies, I mean, I've got it's like an 8-inch square tin with a loose bottom. Now, don't get me wrong, you can cut the squares as little or as large as you like. But if you want to get more out of it, you're going to have to cut the squares small. So, it's like, do you do a cupcake recipe and make a few more, or do you, it's how many do you want to cater for?
That's better not be having hash brown again.
Gonna have my favourite recipe for supper. Ooh. So it's basically you've got to think on this, how many you got to cater for, and is people going to be disappointed if they don't get one? You know what I mean? And they're going to be fighting over them. You know what I mean? Cheese and onion crisps on buttered bread.
Oh, no, salt and vinegar.
No, Chris's favourite's my favourite's cheese and onion.
Prawn cocktail.
And Chris is either prawn cocktail or salt and vinegar. So yes, my favourite is cheese and onion. So and after that, it's like ready salted, plain, but they all get left because there's only me that likes plain one.
Prawn cocktail.
So yeah. So going back to what I was just about to say was, Callum made a fish pie yesterday,
Yeah.
and it was absolutely delicious. And he made that like in one of these foil like loaf tin things, and it was like it was fish in like a parsley sauce with peas and whatever in it, and then topped with potato. So Gordon says he likes ready salted, smoky bacon and cheese and onion. So yes, it was like fish in parsley sauce with peas and something else in, topped with mashed potato. And it were absolutely lovely. And even Callum himself, I mean, he's worst picky eater you can find. I love sensations type. We see, I can't eat anything too spicy because it gives me terrible heartburn or indigestion. So yeah, I mean this fish pie were absolutely gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
And even Callum sat down and as I say, his worst pickiest eater, and even he sort of sat down and says, "Oh, this is nice." You know what I mean?
All in the same style.
No. Co-op roast potato, rosemary and garlic. Oh, you see, this is where I have to be careful, Amjad, because, as I say, I have anything too spicy or anything too, and I get terrible heartburn. So, as I say, what did he make on Monday? Apple pie, weren't it? He made apple because he always cooks for us on a Monday and Thursday. Now on a Wednesday, he cooks for the cafeteria. So, but they more often than not make soup. He says I had fish tonight. Well, as I say, we had this fish pie yesterday. It was absolutely gorgeous. you know, and it's sort of, you know, when after I had my surgery, I had a lot of these like fish in parsley sauce, fish in butter sauce, and eat things that are easily digested. And I used to mash potatoes up and sort of mix it in with mashed potato. But you see, I do have man's lansoprazole, but I have one of them in the morning before I have my breakfast, and it only says to take one a day. So breaded cod and chips, garden peas, and tartar sauce. You see, I don't like tartar sauce. We have fish fingers.
With vinegar and HB or red sauce.
But yeah, so yeah, I know what way it, but same as I say, I have, was it lansoprazole that I take. So and it's supposed to work for 12 hours, but more often than not, milk is another one good for settling wind. I'm get a pint of milk then, Mr. P.
I'm going to say, I think you'll need 6 pints.
An extra one now and again won't hurt you. But you see that I have a problem because I make Chris laugh sometimes because they're quite big, and I have problems swallowing big tablets. And I can sit here and I could take lansoprazole, and then all of a sudden I'm sat there and I'm going, "Ugh!" And it's got stuck in back of my throat.
You're not kidding. Extra smooth.
So if the curry is too hot, then add some milk or yogurt to the sauce. There you go.
Ooh.
But yeah, I have a problem with that one in particular because it's quite a big tablet, and some as I say, you know, I have problems with swallowing big tablets. So, but Chris Peasy said we're laughing. So I'm sat there, are you all right? I'm like, yeah, it's just got stuck in back of my throat. I'm having trouble swallowing it. But you see, all my other medications are quite small, so I don't have a problem with them. It's just this lansoprazole. It's quite a big tablet. So, but I'd rather sort of take it and swallow it straight down than chew it. Throw them in blender with a bit of milk. Oh, red meat makes curry hotter. It's to do with the enzymes in the meat. There you go. So, so yeah, you know, it's you know, because I had sort of contemplated like chewing them, and I thought, well, when it gets stuck in back of my throat, tastes vile. So I'd sort of sooner struggle and take it straight down, and you know, but you know, is it worth getting blender out just to chuck a tablet in it with some milk? See, this is the problem that you know. But I suppose I could sort of get 2 spoons and crush it with 2 spoons, and you know, get a spot of milk and crush it that way. Pixie, you're in. Oh dear. But yeah, some as I say, funny old bird me. I know. I can imagine you saying, "What, we're gob like that?" I know what you think. I know. I can imagine you thinking something like that. But yeah. And it's same with them with that multivitamin that I take. I think if it weren't like a film coated, that'd definitely get stuck in my throat. But I just have to make sure I have a mouthful of water or whatever when I take that. Can you imagine it turning round and getting stuck in my throat sideways?
Yeah.
You'd have to give me Heimlich manoeuvre. Oh dear. So, and yes, we've had some more rain today. Oh no, why am I always in the past? The H2O shed.
What?
Well, I don't know. That's Thomas.
No, the H2O shed. There you go then. Hello, Thomas, lads.
Watershed.
Hello.
Watershed is on about.
Oh, watershed.
I do eat apples and oranges and bananas. So yes, all of the above. But you see, because I've had like weight loss surgery, and I had the not the bypass. I had the gastric, what do you call it? Not gastric bypass, but the other one. But I do, because they take 3/4 of your stomach away, and obviously because they're taking that amount of your stomach away, you're not producing a lot of the vitamins that your body needs. Do you not fancy the new Mavic? Yes, it does.
Yes. Hello.
Not the band, the sleeve gastrectomy it's called. And what they do is they just leave you with like a banana shaped sleeve from top of your intestine to the bottom. Hey, we've got other reprobate in there. CCTV user.
No, not trouble lads driving.
Well, you see, I couldn't, because I've got a big scar on my tummy because I had
Oh, we got Grandad.
Hey.
What are we on?
No.
We ain't got Grandad in.
No. Pixie fancies me. But yeah, it's called a sleeve gastrectomy. But because I'd had my gallbladder out before keyhole surgery, and I've got like a big scar on my tummy, and obviously that is like it's got internal scar tissue. The only thing that they could offer me was a sleeve gastrectomy. So that's what I had to go for. So, but these like multivitamins, I put my Mavic and goggles on Spock, and I can order the new one. Oh,
Spock?
Yeah.
Was that the Starship Enterprise? Not those Spock.
Oh, CCTV users gonna send you a present. It's not one of them dildos, is it? Them that fell off back of a lorry.
Oh, when I get round to it. What present is it, mate?
Well, that'd be telling, wouldn't it?
I know.
But yeah, so sort of because they take 3/4 of your stomach away and just leave you a butt plug. Make yourself. Because like this sort of took 3/4 of my. How about to go Pro Hero 4?
What?
It says how about to go Pro Hero 4.
Yeah, that'll be. Cool.
So yeah. So it's like the B12 injections. That's another reason why I have to have them, because of this weight loss surgery that I had. The multivitamins, I have to take them. And I'll get your address through Facebook. What you a teapot?
Yeah.
Stood with his hand on, is it? Like this. But yeah. So yeah, that's the reason why I take that multivitamin, and that's the reason why every 12 weeks I have to go for this B12 injection. It'll be the camera and one battery, nothing else. So that's fine. You've got all little things from that action camera that you.
Got all the bits and bobs I can put on it.
See you morning.
Good night, everybody.
Callum says good night, everybody. Better off with a pint of Guinness.
Oh, bloody pint of Foster's.
Wakey says good night, Callum.
Good night.
So yeah, so that's the explanation why I have them multivitamins and why I have this B12 injection. Is it's basically because of the size of my stomach, I can't get the vitamins from like you would naturally, Carlin. So yeah, it is what it is. Better off with 2 pints of Guinness then. I don't like Guinness or what Brits start. Yeah, I think you will put lots of use into the Hero 4. It's still 4K. Oh, hiya, Johnny. Hello, Jeanette. Tracy's here. How are you? Hello, Tracy. I hope you're feeling all right. Do you want me to add you, Johnny? So Tracy can say hello. So yeah, do you want me to put the link in, Johnny, so Tracy can say hello to everybody? Just say the word and I'll put the link in. But I mean, like it's like he's been wanting for days to go out filming, but the weather it's been terrible. So it's either do you go out getting drowned, or or do you just stay indoors and know where it's where it's dry? Okay then, Amjad. I'll see you afterwards. See what it's for. Homemade amateur porn. Well, it was like Thomas were in yesterday, and they were on about scissor position, and it was something to do with you got to put your legs over the shoulders, and I went, you'll be lucky. I says, I have all on walking, let alone lifting my legs up in air. So how are you doing with the selective colouring? Gordon wants to know. Lesbian scissors.
I've actually got it on my computer now. Tried to do one at CAT. I'm just trying to figure out how I did it last time. So it's not going very well.
Oh dear. Can't you remember how you did it last time?
No.
Oh. No. I've seen them. Oh dear. But yes. Johnny gone bed on, just saying hello to you. Not ready for cam yet. Oh, okie dokie. Just come in the office for smoke up early at morning. And I know I can't see you, Tracy, but it's nice to, and I hope you get some sort of Johnny were on about your operation, and I hope you get it sorted for you soon. Using your PS, aren't you?
What?
I don't know. You can't. Spooning is romantic, and Wakey's put but you can't beat a good fork though. Same as I say, I ain't doing no spooning, no forking, or scissors, whatever they are. Photoshop.
Yes, I've got it.
Oh yeah. So as I say, I'm all on walking these days, and in mind, something as adventurous as that. So sorry, Tracy. With it, sometimes the does get a little bit
Adventurous.
yes. Yeah, yeah. You know, same as I say, a friend of ours, Emma, she's got exactly the same thing, like a bulge on her spine. She's waiting to hear from a specialist. But Johnny was saying the other night it's took them like nearly a year to sort you out. So she's had her MRI scan, found this bulge on her spine, and basically she's just waiting for a referral. So Thomas puts he always gets X-rated at this time. So the love swing that Pixie bought you for Christmas is going to go to waste.
Oh, that still get used every night.
Yeah, right. If you want me to bring ceiling down. That MRI is amazing for picking up spinal problems. Well, you see, I mean, Johnny was telling us about Tracy, and he says, like, she got a bulge on her spine, and I says, it sounds exactly what Emma's got, because she had an MRI, and they found this bulge on her spine as well. But it's affecting her walking, it's affecting her bladder and everything. And, you know, to me, if it affects your spine, then to me it's urgent. But they don't seem to, you know, they say it's urgent, but they don't see any urgency in it, if you get what I mean. He says, do you know how to use the mask and layers? Fix it to the door frame stronger, but hell of a draft. And that's all I need. My back's been playing up these last few days. You know, with this wet weather. I don't want any more drafts. So you know, as I say, I think I've got more pains than a greenhouse just lately, but I think it's changing weather because it's got damp and we've had all this rain and everything. As I say earlier on, you know, I was going like this because my wrist hurt me and my hands hurt me. They should stick to good old fashioned doggy style. Oh dear. So you talking about photographs and they talking about doggy style and door frames and so yeah, you know. So yeah, you will have a green arse if you sit in damp. Yeah, mould on my bum. Oh dear. I mean, even blooming front door, we're having problems with that. You know, we all rain and everything. Photographs, moist and whipsies. A bit too much for me. Yeah, right. What's an Eiffel Tower? Oh God, it got me, Thomas. It says doggy style is boring. Try an Eiffel Tower. You see, this is how old I am because I've never even heard on it. So you know, I'm as old as Ills. So lost me top. All I have left is the whip. Some as I say, Thomas is coming out with all these different, like last night it with not last night, night before it with scissors, and now it's Eiffel Tower. I ain't got a clue what he's on about. So woman's in doggy style position with two guys who have high five each other with her in the middle. How you mean one in either end? You know, not putting it too fine a point on it. Yeah, I sort of get what you mean. So without going into graphic details, I think I know what you mean. Think it through, Jeanette. So but anyway, same as I say, I've led a sheltered life. What can I say? You know, all this is new to me. I mean, yeah, exactly, Tracy. I mean, it's sort of like only like talking to people that I know what a pearl necklace is, because I used to be saying, you know, well, you know, you find these things out. I know what one is now, but I didn't at the time. You know what I mean? And what were it? A golden shower? I didn't even know what one of them were. So you know, it's the same adage. You know, you live and learn, if you know what I mean. Uh, Nothing smutty about this stream. You know what I mean? But yeah.
There's only one certain people come in.
But how's this? It's on about his shower. But yeah, you know, I mean, same as I say, I've led a sheltered life. You know, my dad was really strict with me, so you know, I didn't. Hearing people talk about a pearl necklace and a golden shower, you know, I hadn't got a clue until somebody explained it to me. So, you know, we didn't talk about, you know, them sort of things in sex education at school in my day. They have the pickled onions then. But yeah, you know what I mean. When in my day, when we had sex ed at school, they just taught you the basics, if you know what I mean. You know, how you make babies and you know, and that sort of thing. You know, where you've got to imagine I'm as old as hills, and you know they just stick to. You know, I mean, like it's like sex education nowadays is a lot more forward than it were in my day. You know, they just taught you the basics. You know, how a man gets a woman pregnant, and you know about condoms and things like that. And yeah, they're a bit, you know, like sexually transmitted diseases and whatever. But they just taught you the basics. So you know, my mum said the stork brings a baby. The school teacher told me the truth. But yeah, some as I say, when I were at school and taught you sex ed, it was just the basics. You know what, on a need to know basis sort of thing. You know, how not to get pregnant, basically.
Okay, up the door.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, it was just the basics in my day. I mean, they talk about everything nowadays, don't they? Super glue. Oh dear. But yeah, it's you know, I mean, like they talk about, you know, they go into more detail nowadays. But you know, it were on. My mum said I was found under the gooseberry bush at the bottom of the garden. But no, that's Richard. A dab on each knee. Not about super glue. But yeah, you know, it's they're a lot more forward nowadays because, some as I say, there's a lot more sort of happening nowadays than they were back in my day. You know what I mean? You know, worst thing you got to worry about in my day were getting pregnant. So you know, it's you know, but we've sort of always said to Callum, you know, if there's anything that you want to know, don't sort of just ask us, and if you know, if we've got an answer for you, we'll give it to you. You know, but in my day, my mum and dad weren't like that. It just happened you weren't getting it. No, but cat muck under that bush every time I look. But yeah, you know, I mean, my parents were very strict, you know, and even when I were working, I still got being for 10 o'clock. You know what I mean? They were really strict. So I couldn't go to my mum or dad and say, you know, I could talk openly to them because you were a ginger. But we've always tried to be open with Callum, you know, and anything that's bothering you or any questions that you want to ask, don't be scared to come and ask us, because my mum said you get married first before babies. My dad was the same. Yeah. So you know, they were that strict that you couldn't sort of say, well, I mean, my mum knew, like when I got my first, you know, women's things, because obviously she needed to know about that. But as regards, you know, I wouldn't dare go and ask my mum or dad, you know, anything to do with sex ed. Whereas, some as I say, Callum's at that age where, same as we've said, if you've got anything bothering you, if you want to know anything, you know, what women's things. I'm not I'm not going into that. I think you know what I'm talking about. CCTV user says he's still waiting for his period. But yeah, you know, I mean, that was sort of the, you know, you know, and that weren't discussed with my dad. It were only discussed with my mum. You know what I mean? But oh, you mean white stilettos? But yeah, you know, I mean, but that's the difference in my day, and the difference today is, I think, a lot more parents are more open than what my mum and dad were with me. If you get me drift, you know. Some as I say, even though sort of my mum knew, you know, when I got my period, you know, but she needed, because she had to buy things for me. But you know, it were a case of you didn't discuss it in front of your dad. So you know, that's the difference in my day and today. You know what I mean? Um, you know, and when you know, when we've said, you know, don't think anything's too small to come and, you know, come and ask us, or you know, if you've got something that's troubling you, or if you want to know something, or you know. Richard's put white stilettos, blimey, all the birds wore them when I left school. So you know, but it's different nowadays to what it were when I were growing up, let's just say. um you know, you see another thing, when I was saying, like what Tracy said earlier on, a lot of people nowadays are letting the daughter's boyfriend stay over, or the boyfriend's boyfriend stay over. My dad had sort of I'd had a heart attack if I'd have mentioned my boyfriend staying over. Should have said, Dad, when you call for your Woodbines, fetch me a pack of tampons. But you see, my dad didn't smoke, so there you go. But yeah, you know what I mean. It's you know, people nowadays are a lot more open. You know, and we've always said, you know, to Callum, you know, when you get a bit older and you get a girlfriend, we don't mind staying occasionally, but just make sure you're safe. If you get me drift, you know, just you know, think about what you're doing and don't do anything stupid. You know what I mean? But it's same as I say, it's different nowadays. Not under my roof. but I mean, there's a saying: if you don't allow it or you don't think, they're just going to go and find somewhere else to do it. And I'd sooner be where I can control the situation rather than doing it behind my back. If that makes sense. At least if they're under my roof, I can control certain situations. But whereas if they, you know, oh, I'm going to stay at so and so's tonight to mates or whatever, or you know, I'd sooner him be safe and know what he's doing rather than doing it behind my back. If that makes sense to you. Hiya, Amjad, are you back?
He's back, old lad.
Yeah. You know, I mean, but you see, this rare old fashioned my dad were when I met my first husband. When we started seeing each other, he had to come down, and my dad had to have the talk with him because he was 3 years older than me. So yeah, so that's how old fashioned my dad were. He had to have the talk, you know. You know, when he didn't step out of line, I'll tell you. But that's how strict my mum and dad were. So yeah, you know, it's different now. Same as I say, it's different nowadays than what it were in my day.
I don't know these days.
Keep it in its cage, young man. Well, words to that effect. It were like, well, you're 3 years older than my daughter, and I know what lads your age are after, sort of thing. Yes, not the talk. Yeah. But yeah, that's how old fashioned my dad were and my mum. You know, he had to have the talk. But yeah, you know, and in a nutshell, he says, well, you know, you're 3 years older than my daughter. I know what like lads your age, you know, are like and what they're after. So that was the summary of the talk. You know. So yeah. As I say, you know, I mean, Callum ain't got a girlfriend or anything, you know, but same as we've said, we're open to, we don't want him to, you know, we like open with him, if you know what I mean. Not like in the old days, you know, like my parents were. But this is the thing. This is the irony of it, and not a lot of people know about this. But just before I got married, we found out that my dad was living a double life and he'd got another woman and he'd got 2 kids with her. Now, this is the irony of this person that, you know, that were dead strict with me, leading a double life. It were with another woman and he got 2 kids with her. So, this is the irony of it all. Talk about double standards. You'll need padding between his headboard and the wall once he starts. See that what Wakey's put? Me and my cousin had been out on the motorbikes, walked into the house, and his youngun's boyfriend was there. We had the full black leathers on, sat either side of him and growled and never saw him again. But yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, but none of us knew about this until sort of a few weeks before I was getting married. And sort of, my mum didn't make a big thing about it till after I got married and I'd moved out and everything. And basically, she kicked him out after I'd got married. Like they wanted to put like a united front on because I were getting married, etc. But yeah, he got two sons with another woman. What we didn't know about. But I mean, not wanting to speak ill of the dead, but one of his sons committed suicide. So I mean, what does that say? You know what I mean? And he only in his 20s. I mean, I don't never understand why he did it, but hey ho, I didn't really have a good relationship with him anyway, because it were always like a strain, if you know what I mean. Because finding out that just before I got married, that I got 2 brothers, or 2 half brothers, should I say. But this is and you see, this is the irony of it. It were really strict with us, but you're a bit more strict to your daughters than your lads. But that's not the point. He got this whole other life that nobody knew anything about. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think they're still together now. But my proper dad, I hadn't had no to do with in 30 odd years for that fact. You know what I mean? My mum remarried. She says, she wished she'd, kicked him out sooner, blah, 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 that she were happy. Until he passed away. You know what I mean? And I always say, my stepdad were like a dad to me. You know what I mean? And I always said that when I got married to Chris, he gave me away. So yeah, it were more like a dad to me than my own dad, because I hadn't seen him. I hadn't had no to do with him in like 30 years. So my eldest lad is 33 and he's never seen none of my kids. So there you go. So, and that were a decision I made, and and I've stuck to it. So apparently still with the same woman. So I don't, same as I say, I don't know. Well, I do know where he lives, but I ain't making no amends with him, because, same as I say, the way we got treated, the way my mum got treated, it's like unforgivable. So So that's that. So we've was that you farting then?
No,
Oh, I thought Pixie were farting then. We've had some more rain today, and apparently we're going to have some more later, and then it's going to start freezing. Temperatures is going to drop, and this is all where's this weather front coming in from? Like Russia or somewhere, isn't it? Yeah.
Russia. It's like two weather fronts colliding.
Exactly, and that's what I always say. You can choose your friends, but you can't choose your family. So, yeah, same as I say, when my mum passed away, because my stepdad had passed away like 7 years before that. When my mum died, I'd got nobody. So, well, apart from my sister, you know what I mean. But she's, I spoke to her for God knows how long. So yes, we've got the typical dysfunctional family, if you know what I mean. I don't have anything to do with my mum's side of family. You know, yeah, they come to my mum's funeral, but they sort of didn't stop long. They didn't come to wake or anything. They were there at funeral, but you know, but families fall out, don't they? You know. So, and this is why, sort of like at Christmas and everything, we just like it to be us. Then you're only pleasing yourself, then, aren't you? I mean, the Christmas before my mum passed away in the April. I mean, my sister had my mum on Christmas Day, brought her over to us on Boxing Day, and I'm glad we did, really, because it were her last Christmas. So I'm glad we did that in a way. Um, you know, so there you go. So has anybody else got weddings and funerals? Someone always end up scrapping. Well, same as I say, we didn't scrap. They were there, and I went over to them. I was cordial to them. But you see, the thing is, my mum had already paid for a funeral and everything. She'd had Undertaker come out and told them what songs she wanted. She didn't want a religious ceremony, so we had what do you call them? Not a vicar. Or what do you call them now? It weren't a religious. We went to religious ceremony. It were, or what do you call them? Forget now. But he weren't a vicar, and uh, one of the songs was "All Things Bright and Beautiful." So after the ceremony, and you go because she was cremated, we went out to look at flowers and everything, and I went, "All things bright and beautiful." I says, "No, it weren't an MP. No, it's they can do ceremonies, but they're not a vicar. I forgot what they're called now. It'll come to me when I think of it. Anyway, so we goes out looking at flowers and everything, and three of my aunties were all like huddled together. So I went over and I thanked them for coming and everything. I were, cordial to them. And then Chris's mum come over to me. No, not a DJ. I'll tell you what they're called. I'll Google it because it's bugging me now. Sorry about this. No, I'm on about the name of the celebrant. That's it. Celebrant. It's called a celebrant. It says a funeral celebrant is a qualified person who officiates funeral services by planning and overseeing funeral proceedings. Funeral celebrants conduct a non-religious, semi-religious, and spiritual funeral services. So yeah, we're a celebrant. So anyway, and one of the songs was All Things Bright and Beautiful. So Chris's mum came over to me and she says, well, to say you weren't a vicar and you were just a celebrant, she says that was the best service I've ever, the non-religious service that I've ever been to. And I says to his mum, sort of laughing and joking, I says, well, to say she weren't religious and she wanted a non-religious service, All Things Bright and Beautiful, I says, is one of the most religious songs you can choose. I says, which makes you laugh, really. I says, because the whole service was around a non-religious service. So my auntie comes storming over and she said, well, I chose that. And I says to her, I says, well, weren't the whole point of my mum planning her own funeral so she could choose her own hymns or whatever, or her own songs? You know what I mean? Because she didn't want a religious service. But she had to put her 2 pennies worth in saying, well, I chose that song. You know what I mean? And hey, Crimson's in.
Crimson.
But you see, we had, because my mum had it for my stepdad's funeral, Wind Beneath My Wings by Bette Midler. And she loved that song. So we had that going in and we had that coming out. So yeah, and she took offence because I was saying to his mum, to say it were, to say it were a non-religious service. All Things Bright and Beautiful is a religious song because it's talking about God making all these things. You know what I mean? It's but yeah, she took offence to it because she said it were what she'd chosen. I says, well, it's not your funeral, is it? By rights, my mum should have chose hymns or songs or whatever. You know what I mean? But yeah. And then I sort of said, well, we're being cordial again, and as I say, coming back to, where we're having wake and whatever. And they said, no, we've got to get back. So we went, right, fair enough. And I walked away. So, well, that's nothing. It's all about Froggy Style. Oh, Gordon Bennett, another one now. We've had Eiffel Tower, we've had Scissors Position, and now we're on about Froggy. So, yeah. So that was that. I've not heard it, not heard a peep from nobody since. Look it up. I've just been looking. It says never before seen sex position involves the male frog straddling the female, but the pair don't come into contact. The male then moves away, allowing the release sperm to trickle down the female's back. Ooh. Uh, You seen what Thomas has put?
Let's have a
He
look.
says, I have never been to a funeral. My mum has said she wants to be cremated, so I'm sticking her in the ground when she goes. But you see, some as I say, my mum had even planned a funeral because obviously she knew she would die of cancer. So she'd like prepaid it, so we hadn't got, we had to sort her estate out and everything, and but she'd prepaid a funeral and everything, so we hadn't got that to worry about. Backsplash. Oh dear, but yeah, it were. Oh God, and when we were clearing my mum's house out, my stepbrother came to help us, and I'd said to my stepbrother, "Well, I want Chris to be one at pallbearers." So I says, "Are you going to be a pallbearer?" So he says, "Yeah." So I said, "I've got another stepbrother." So I said to him, I says, "Will you talk to him and ask him if he wants to be a pallbearer?" Right, okay, I'll sort it out. Don't worry about it. So anyway, it comes today at funeral. My stepbrother were a pallbearer, Chris were a pallbearer, and then others were obviously the funeral directors. So then I got my other stepbrother coming over to me and saying, "Well, why weren't I asked?" And I says, "Well, ask your brother." I says, "Because I did ask him to ask you." So I were in bad books again because I hadn't asked him personally, but his brother had said, "Well, leave it to me, I'll ask him." But obviously he didn't. Hey, we've got Baz, he's gone back to Baz now.
Oh, Mr. Baz. That's better.
So it weren't a good day that day. I got, three of my aunties gave me daggers, and then my stepbrother I were in bad books with him because they hadn't asked him to be a pallbearer. So yeah. So it's well, I come, Baz. Have you got another channel then, Baz? Because you were in here other night as Barry, or has it been Barry for a while and blah blah blah? You know what I mean? Because I always thought that once you change your name, you couldn't change it back for 30 days. So have you heard from Bella lately? I'm sure you probably speak to her on a daily basis, but I saw the short video that she put up on Facebook about being in Nashville. No, still the same. Well, say when you came in here, it were Barry Burton. So is somebody cloned your channel because they were, but it got a blue wrench, hadn't it?
Mm.
Oh, got to go snap time later all. Okie dokie then, Wakey, thank you for coming in.
See you, Wakey. Bye, buddy.
So, oh, you spoke to Bella this afternoon, did you? So yes. It's all right, Baz. We've just been talking about relatives and saying you can choose your friends, but you can't choose your relatives. What palaver at my mum's funeral, whatever. Okay then, Thomas. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it.
See you, Thomas, lad.
So, how about 2 p.m. our time? Would that be about like 7, 6, 7, 8 o'clock? All right. I get confused. Like, are they 5 hours behind or 6 hours behind? It confuses me. Because some states is like 6 hours behind, some states is 5 hours behind. Canada's like 6 hours behind, and then you've got some that's in front of us, and like Australia's like how many hours? 10 hours. You know, it gets a little confusing at times. Oh, 8 a.m. their time. So yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but I can never keep up with time zones. You know what I mean? I just know the one time zone, and you know, it does get a little bit confusing after a bit. Because as I say, we put our clocks back 1 week, and then America put theirs back following week. So, you know, that's where it does really get confusing. So, some as I say, it does get a little bit confusing at times. So what day is Bella back then, Baz? Because I know she said were it about 15 days, I think.
I think so.
So is it like Tuesday she's back, or see, I've been to bed since she told me. I can never remember.
Very short memory, she has.
Yes, I have got a very well. What about when we were in Asda other week?
Well, that's my 3 times what we're going for tea. We already got it in trolley.
Yeah, well, I make a spag bowl that night, and I've got like mince meat and all you know, ingredients for a spag bowl. Oh, she flies back next Thursday.
No.
And twice, not just once, twice, as we were going round Asda, I said, "What we having for tea then?" You know, I'd asked him twice, not just once, twice.
No, 3 times.
No, I didn't. I only asked twice.
No, twice.
Yeah, and that were all its space of walking round Asda. I kept saying, "Well, what we having for tea then?" He says, "I've already told you this once." He says, "We've just got all ingredients for spag bol." I went, "Oh yeah, oh yeah."
I need to go to Nutty Farm, just have an holiday.
Oh dear. But yeah, somebody can, you know, and I don't know many people like me. I could be saying something, stop off mid sentence. How do Cal? That were Chris. Cal's in bed. So yeah, I'm the only person that I know that could be talking away, stop mid sentence, and I forget what I'm saying. So you know, it's the joys of getting old. That's so yeah, that were Chris Baz, by the way. Some say Callum goes to bed at 10 o'clock, so he's in bed. He made a nice fish pie yesterday. And it was absolutely gorgeous. Some as I say, it must, I don't know what fish it were. I think it were cod. It were a white fish anyway. Like in a parsley sauce, and with peas and something else in, and then topped off with mashed potato. It were absolutely gorgeous. And then on Monday, he made an apple pie, didn't he?
He did,
yeah, on Monday. Yeah. So he's cooked twice this week. But yeah, I do it all while, Baz. Chris keeps saying, "Have you lost your mojo again?" I says, "Yeah, I wish I could find it."
Problem with me is I got it to lose it.
So yeah, I'm the only person that can stop mid sentence and forget what I'm saying. But I need to renew my blue badge, and I've got all of like birth certificates and everything in a safe place. It's that safe. I can't remember where I put them. So I need to get hunting that out. Chris says they're in a blue folder, but we can't remember where we put this blue folder. So they're in that much of a safe. How many miles have you put on car so far? Is it about 3,000? Something like that.
I think it might be close to 2, you know.
But what is it allowed? You're allowed like 20,000 a year, hey?
20,000, isn't it?
Yeah. Over the 3-year period, you're allowed to do up to 60,000 miles. Baz says, "Your birthday?" Yes, next Friday. So we'll have a special guest on next Friday. Okay, then. Thank you for coming in, Amjad, and yeah, 21 again. It says see you tomorrow, Pixie.
Yeah, see you tomorrow, mate.
So yes, I will be having him here on the sofa with me. Being as I live stream on a Friday evening, so we will be having a birthday special next Friday. Because Mr. P's birthday is next Friday. He's put, yeah, right, Mr. P. 21. He wishes, Baz. So yeah, I'm going to make him a birthday cake, and I might do him. I've been looking at recipes, and I might do him a Toblerone cheesecake. So I asked Callum what he wanted. He wanted flapjacks, so I made Callum some flapjacks. So Mr. P likes his Toblerone, so I've done the Toblerone cupcake. So I looked and I found a Toblerone cheesecake. So but that sort of not be happening till probably Wednesday or Thursday. So you're making some noise.
I'm talking to Nick.
Oh, and Mr. Burton, I've made ginger nuts 2 days on trot. I made some yesterday, and within blink of an eye, they'd all gone. So Chris says to me at lunchtime, he says, "Are you going to make some more of them ginger nuts today?" So I've made another batch today. So that's 2 batches in 2 days. They're not massive biscuits, and I think I made about 20 today, didn't I?
Yeah.
It's but they're simple enough to make as well. Was going to come up in a few weeks, but the weather putting me off with all the floods. Well, I said to Bella, because we've been talking with Ian as well. So I says once weather gets a bit better, and so long as we don't have any snow, within the next few weeks we'll come up to you. But you see, with all these floodings, a lot of the rail services aren't running. So I think we'd probably be better off coming to you rather than you coming to us. If you get what I'm saying, Baz. I think we'd be better off coming to you because we don't know exactly where we stand as regards, the rail services. So yeah, I mean, I know Bella says give me a couple of days and oh God, my nose itching again. Gears of I've got Frugal Farmer.
Frugal.
Let's hold the noise down in here.
La 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 la.
Oh God. So yeah, so I think that'd probably be the best thing, Baz, is we come to you. Because as I say,
at the moment.
Yeah, because a lot of the rail services aren't running, obviously because of the floods. So I think probably we'll be better coming to you. That's unless we have about 6 foot of snow. Because you never know. We're going to get freezing and ice and everything supposedly within the next few days. And then they forecast snow somewhere along the line. So it's a case of playing it by ear. But yeah, I think, we'd be better off coming to you, and then from yours we could probably nip to Ian's and get him, get everybody together. So yeah, and I'll bring you some drizzle, Baz.
Yes, but not eat it all the way.
Yeah, right. He won't dare, Baz. He knows he'd have you to deal with. It was snowing where Bella's staying. Oh, Gordon Bennett.
Oh dear. Gonna get stored
I'm
in.
going to say she's gone to States to get away from it, and it's followed her there. So yes, at the moment, I think the trams is running, but there is certain places in Sheffield that are flooded. We not flooded, but there is certain places in Sheffield that are flooded. But it's having a knock-on effect with the train services, obviously because of flooding on the lines. It's cold in North Carolina. Well, some as I say, we've had a lot of rain through Gulf Farmer, and certain parts of where we live have been flooded. I mean, like Doncaster's that been the worst hit. That is Doncaster in the UK. Has been the worst hit, and it's like for about 3 or 4 days this week, it's done nothing but rain. So they've not had time to recover from the first rainfall before they've had more, and you know they're not getting, you know, the reservoirs and whatever are just bursting the banks because you know, but we do keep his eye on the weather forecast. Put a life preserver on you and Pixie. Well, you see, we lucky in that respect because Baz has been to ours and he knows where. But we sort of live on a hill and we live at top of a hill. So basically, you start to panic if we get flooded, if that makes sense. So yeah, so we haven't been hit with any flooding. We're lucky in that respect, but parts of where we live have been flooded because there's been that much rainfall that the reservoirs and everything can't cope with it, and they've just split the banks. Yeah, Richard says I'm thankful I live at the top of it. We see where we are, we like higher up, you know what I mean? I live on the sea, my house is 75 metres from the harbour. That's good, and you all can skateboard as well. No, I can't. I can barely stand up, let alone skateboard. So yeah, you know, I mean, when we lived in Great Yarmouth as well, we lived in an upstairs flat, and a friend of ours lived not far from the sea, and they were evacuating them all. So we got a phone call at 3 o'clock in the morning. Can we come over to yours? We're being evacuated. So we got ourselves and, you know, my friend and her husband, and she'd only got the one little one at the time. I see what it's put. Pity the Sheffield United not flooded.
That's only because he's scared because they could possibly be banned from Europe for cheating again, and we're only 8 points behind them.
But the thing is, Chris was telling me this afternoon, Baz, folks are selling because they play Man United next Sunday. Folks are selling the tickets online. How much for? 600?
Yeah.
600 and odd pound. But you see, I think it's a place called Fish Lake in Doncaster is the worstest of all. They've been, you know, this woman they were interviewing the other day, they'd only just had the house decorated and the decorator stuff was still in house, and they were like everything, it was just like floating everywhere. And I says, can you imagine, you know, shelling all that money out to have the house decorated for it to get flooded and it needs decorating again? Says Fish Lake has been wiped off the map basically. So yeah, it's all underwater. Yeah, and same as Chris says, you know, I mean, they were his sentiments exactly, Baz. And he says, whoever pays that price wants the red looking at.
Especially when it's live on Sky.
Yeah, because it's live on Sky. And Chris says, bugger that. He says, I'm going to sit in comfort in my own home, watch it on TV. He says, I ain't paying that sort of prices. But what they've done is they've gone and bought tickets, and then they're trying to sell them on as you know, best price they can get for them. And I said to Chris, I said, well, anybody that pays that sort of price says, what's the head reading? So yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. It will like a range of, and what they're doing, Baz, is because Chris is a member of a lot of Sheffield United Facebook pages. They're going on to the Sheffield United Facebook pages, and they're not even in the home thing. The away support, it's with the away supporters, and they're still expecting to get like over 600 quid for them. So Chris says, even if I got that sort of money, he says I won't. I won't pay that price. He says, especially to sit in like away end. So you know, it's ridiculous. But then again, you've got people that are willing to pay them sort of prices. So the problem is they are building too many houses and there's no ground to soak. Well, this is it. And then you've got like flood defences as not very good. Yeah. You will, same as Chris says, you know, he says you've got to be, you know, not writing head to pay 600 odd quid for a ticket, what they've probably paid about, I don't know, about 50, 60 quid for. I know. That's like 1,000% markup price, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close it down. I've been going on for over 2 hours. So I'm going to close it. Yeah, it's 11:10. So, yeah. So I'm going to close it down. When you speak to Bella, will you say hello from me, Baz? You know, oh, WrestleMania. I was just about to close it down, WrestleMania, but I'll hang on for another 5 minutes. So yeah, we've just been on about the flooding that we've got here in the UK. In parts near where we live, we've had terrible flooding. So yeah, you know, it's yeah. Not to worry. I go live Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So if you're around on Monday, you know, I'll look out for you. So I'll bid everyone good night. And Pixie will be live tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Yeah, Pixie will be live tomorrow night at 8 p.m. So look out for Pixie tomorrow. That's 8 p.m. our time. I think it's roughly about 3 p.m. Eastern time. So I'll see you all on Monday. So thanks for watching. Bye.